Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to do a updated Concordia Loot guide. This is January 2024. Alright, so we're going to be starting out here in the construction area. We're going to go to the right, start over here where Concordia 64 is. First we're going to go to the left, go to the Goshen grocery store. There's a high tier spawn that spawns right here. It'll be in midair, right there, right next to those little flower pots. I'm gonna go upstairs here. You have a body right here that you can loot. Go through these doors. This is gonna be the Concordia 64 apartment. Just go through this next door right here. There's spawns all on this bed and around the sides of the bed, as well as in front of the couch and in the couch. And you should really feel for inside the couch. There's sometimes spawns that you can't see that'll be inside the cushions. This room's the Concordia apartment 64 office room key. There's loose loot in here for like tech items like Tetrises. You could technically get a GPU in here as well, PCBs, that kind of stuff. And then there's the one computer that you can loot. And you come out of this room, go down this hallway. Right here on this shelf, you can find good ammos. I find really good ammos there all the time. This room's opened up. You don't need a key for this. There's loose loot in here on the couch and on the chair there. Then there's two high tier spawns, one inside those binders right there, another inside the suitcase. Again, you got to feel around for them. You won't see them usually. Then in here, there's loose loot on the floor and on the couch and in front of the couch, usually just food. This is Concordia apartment 63 through this door. There's loose loot along the floor there, all the way along the floor where I'm pointing. High tier items between the cushions, by the window. On this silver table here, people often will miss pro kills. It kind of blends in with the table a little bit. And then through this door, in the purple room, there's loose med spawns. All these different spots that I'm pointing out. I'm just gonna hop out this window here. First, I'm gonna go through these back rooms on the first floor here. So here you have the kids' room. There's loose loot spawns all throughout here. You can get green batteries, sewing kits, as well as Tetrises. You can even get bronze horses, golden roosters in this room. So all these different areas that I'm circling with my laser they're all spawns where things can spawn. And next, we're going to come out. We're going to go to these two new rooms. There are two new rooms for this wipe. You have the barber shop and then the other store next to it. I'm not sure what the name of it is. First, we're going to start with the barber shop. There's a loose med spawn right there behind the counter. There's a high tier spawn on this black chair. And I want to say I've seen spawns on these other chairs too. There's a spawn behind that blue recycling bin. There's a high tier spawn on that shelf right there. There's spawns on these little red chairs. You have a duffel bag there. Then there's a med bag that spawns on top of that box. Normally it's there. It's not there this time. Now moving over to this other room. On these tables, there's potential for Bitcoin spawns or other high tier spawns. You can also just get money or other loose items like food. And there's also a high tier spawn in this back room here, right here on the floor next to the duffel bag. Okay. Now we're going to go down the ramp here. And to the right, where this red light is, this is the Concordia security room key. It's a very good room. Even if it's open sometimes, I find good weapon parts in here all the time that people miss. So you got weapon parts that spawn on that table, on top of that box, and the box next to it. You have the safe in here, obviously. There's a weapon spawn there on the floor in front of the safe. You have 2 or 3 spawns on the desk, and then 1 spawn under the desk. And the 2 computers as well. Now running over here, this is the stairs under Concordia Apartment 64. There's actually a high tier spawn right there under the stairs next to that wire spool. Okay, now we're going to move over to the next Concordia building. You have this purple suitcase on the stairs. Okay, so to the right here, you got 2 duffel bags that spawn. There's another spawn right here behind this little box. You can sometimes get money there. Where that keck tape is, I get green batteries sometimes Tetrises. On the floor there, you get GPUs. Right there on that shelf, that's a high tier spawn. You can get gold chains there. Then there's the computer in here as well. And then there's also a spawn on the desk above the computer, a tech spawn. Now going through this room, this is Concordia Apartment 34. Alright, so in here, there's a spawn right here on this chair. I find GPUs there all the time. There's another spawn in front of that speaker there on the floor. There's spawns on the table, on the couch. And then also inside this little box, people miss spawns there all the time. There's spawns right here on the floor to the left by the boxes. In front of the bed, on the side of the bed. There's a bunch of stim spawns right there on the little guitar pick shaped table. Now this is Concordia Apartment 8 key. Now there's spawns on this glass table, on the yellow couch, and also on the bed to the left of the bed, and on the yellow chair to the right of the bed. All high tier spawns. Now the next room, this is Concordia Apartment 8 Cinema. There's spawns on the couch that you normally won't see. You'll have to feel for it, as well as on a little black table. And then to the left, there's tech spawns. I often find Tetrises and GPUs in here as well on the floor. Just be careful when you're looting these rooms, these last 3 rooms, as the scavs like to hop on the machine gun and shoot at you through the windows. And there's also a spawn in this opened up room right there on the wooden table. And there's sometimes a food spawn on the white counter as well. Now moving through, going to the other stairs, you can get random spawns right here on this blue mat. Can be sometimes good ammo, some food maybe. And the next floor down, again, it's just kind of random loose loot items on the floor. And then to go to the last Concordia building, I like to come down here and get to it that way. It's just a lot safer than running out in the open area.
This was a trial. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
Alright, so you have your duffel bag here. You have a toolbox to the right. You have a few toolboxes in here. There's also some loose loot in here, like bolts and thermite, things like that. Nails. Okay, there's some loose loot items in here by the elevators. I get D-fuel there a lot. Spawn right there on the little tarp, as well as on this box here. You can get good ammo sometimes. There's food spawns all on this kitchen counter and on the floor and the table. There's a couple high tier spawns, one by this window, and then one in between the beanbag chairs. And then another on the books here. Then you'll sometimes find defuel right there on the floor where I'm circling, and then also on the counter in front of it. It says stim spawn on this little counter here on the bottom. Find stims there. There's an intel spawn right here on the desk above the computer. You have your computer there. Inside this suitcase, there's a high tier spawn. I find bitcoins, Veritas, picks, all that kind of stuff right there. You normally won't see it. You'll have to feel for it. There's spawns on the edge of the bed here on the floor, and on top of the bed as well, and then on the counter next to the bed. And the last high tier spawn is going to be in this little green box. You'll find high tier as well as stims spawns in there. Now just to finish this up, I'm just going to show you a couple more things I like to loot. So in this gym here, there's about 3 or 4 duffel bags. I often find some pretty good stuff in these duffel bags, so I think they're worth looting. I found 2 Ledexes in these duffel bags this wipe so far. You have one more here. This other room. And then if you go over here to the front where the counter is, there's loose med spawns, which I have found defibrillators here often. And you can sometimes find stims here like adrenaline, morphine, those kinds of things on these little bottom shelves here under the counter. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this loot guide. Pretty much covered all the areas you want to look at inside of Concordia. I mean, I did skip over a couple like containers that are lootable in this area, but for the most part, this is where you find all of the best stuff. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.